Well, it's been a full lunchtime show today. Ray Rickman, Bob Whitcomb, Anna Jane Yokin, Everett Smith, and Democratic gubernatorial candidate Matt Brown, former Democratic gubernatorial candidate, now candidate for state senate, Paul Roselli. Thanks for joining us
thank you. Yeah, thanks so much, and thanks for having me on. It's been a busy day, huh?
It's been a busy day here, but it's been a busy few weeks, months for you on the trail. Been going around talking to all Rhode Islanders, deciding that in the best interest, as your release said, of the state, putting your support behind Matt Brown and now looking at the Senate. Talk with us about how you came to this decision.
Sure. So many months ago, way back in November 2017, I decided that I had enough with the current administration, and that's the key there. Had enough with the arrogance and the false promises and particularly gas infrastructure projects, both in the Northwest Territories of Rhode Island and Longfields Point and Providence. And continued that effort from November right up until about a week ago. During that time, you're right. I went all across the state trying to make sure that message stayed strong, that message was good, that message was solid. People understood that message, and also people understood that we had a direction. There's a direction here. If we want to make Rhode Island better, if we want to make Rhode Island into a place where people are not ignored, then we needed to change the leadership in Rhode Island. And that was the goal. That was the mission. We have to blame somebody here. We have to blame Paul Fogarty. Paul Fogarty came along and said he was going to retire. Paul Fogarty is Senate District 23 in the northwest corner of Rhode Island. That comprises a little bit of North Smithfield, Gloucester, some of Gloucester, and most of Burrillville. And Paul Fogarty announced that he was going to retire. Now there's a certain amount of realism in my campaign. And the realism was that I had very little money, but a lot of support. And we did really well. I mean, we took this thing from pretty much below zero to somewhere where we're hovering around 18-20% if the primary was held today. But looking forward, we knew that in the general election, because of money, and that's all it was, because of money, not the message, and time too. Maybe if I had another 2 years or so, things might have gotten a little better. Paul Fogarty came along, and there was an honest to goodness chance of getting that seat and making it the type of seat, the type of place where we can take that message to the Senate. The Senate needs help. Both the House needs the help too, but the Senate in particular needs help. So that was the impetus. And if you want to blame somebody, blame Paul.
Blaming Paul Fogarty retiring this year.
Sorry, Paul.
So what have your conversations been with Matt Brown this past week? You referenced him in his campaign in your release. What have you guys been talking about?
Yeah, so the message was always, let's put Matt Brown aside for just a second. The message was always to change the leadership. And that was the message that took place when I announced that I was going to change from going for the governor's position to the Senate seat. So we need not just new leadership, going from an old style leadership to an older style leadership didn't make any sense to me. But new leadership that'll use some of the progressive thoughts that takes us a little bit more into not ignoring people, turning the corner when it comes to gas infrastructure, so we can finally get out of this fossil fuel mess that we've dug ourselves into for the past almost 100 years. And a few other things like universal health care, making sure that education is appropriate, not only giving those folks who are legally here and those folks who are applying for legal status, not only driver's licenses, but in my campaign, it was not only driver's license, but Social Security cards too. Let them pay into the system. Look, I'm on Social Security now, so I need all the money that I can get. So those conversations with Matt have taken place along those lines. That we need new leadership. He's in a good position right now to hopefully get through the primary and make his way to November.
So will we see less of you in Providence? You're going to be focused there up in the state Senate district. You were really pounding the pavement all around Rhode Island. Will we see you out and about talking about the gubernatorial race still moving forward?
Absolutely. One of the things I'm going to focus on is absolutely the Senate District 23. We're going to try to get as much momentum as we can. Where the endorsements are coming in quite literally minute by minute, which is really nice for that Senate district seat. We're ramping up our events throughout that district, but I can't lose sight of what a Senate seat is all about. A Senate seat is working with other folks all throughout Rhode Island. I've done that.
Yep.
I've done that both in my environmental capacity and my gubernatorial capacity, working with, and I've been at the Senate and the House more times than I can even care to remember. Looking at bills on everything from affordable health care to affordable housing to the environment to a host of things. So yeah, you'll see me around because that's the nature. That's the nature of Rhode Island. Rhode Island is, the smallest state in the union, and we have to know each other. Not that we can know each other, but we have to know each other to make sure that we get the change that we want.
Well, I appreciate your taking the time to come up here to the Hill today as we take GoLocal live on the road. We've had you on many times before.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll have you on moving forward.
Great.
But Paul Roselli, I appreciate your joining us today.
Great, thank you.
I'll let you go. Okay.
Thanks
Thank you
so much.
Okay, everyone.